Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. As we go through Numbers here, we're in chapter 16 here, where we're taking 6 episodes actually to look at chapter 16. We've spent the first episodes here just looking at verses 1 through 15, okay? And how that rebellion has started, and what a godly rebellion would be, and an ungodly rebellion would be, and so forth. Today we're going to be moving on in that chapter, and it's entitled "Rebellion Against God Leads to Destruction." You're going to see play out here, that this rebellion started with envy and jealousy, and then now you're going to see the result of it and in its destruction. Okay, in a huge way. So when we go against God, I can't even say how crazy that is, okay? And that's what they're doing. They're like, oh, we're rebelling against God, okay? It's a good example of that is the Tower of Babel was really rebellion against God. And God put an end to that, okay? And God will continue to put an end to that. So let's read here today. The rebellion against God leads to destruction. And this is taken from Numbers chapter 16. And we're starting at verse 16 and going all the way to verse 40. Okay? It says this. Moses said to Korah, "You and all your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow. You and they and Aaron, each man is to take his censer and put incense in it, 250 censers in all, and present it before the Lord." Okay, so how many men were there before the Lord? 250, okay? 250 men here before the Lord. You and Aaron are to present your censers also. Okay, so actually be not 250, be 252 censers. So each of them took his censer and put burning coals of incense in it and stood with Moses and Aaron at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Korah had gathered all his followers in opposition to them, at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Separate yourselves from the assembly, so I can put an end to them at once." Okay. And get this, you have 250 guys, and you have Moses and Aaron, 2 guys. Okay, you have 250 guys against 2 guys. Not good odds here. Well, God's on their side. And Moses and Aaron are standing with the Lord. And these guys are rebelling against Moses and Aaron, which were ordained by God. All right. Verse 22. But Moses and Aaron fell face down and cried out, "O God, the God who gives breath to all living things, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins?" Then the Lord said to Moses, "Say to the assembly, move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." Okay. So God was ready to, bring destruction on all of them. But again, the humility and graciousness of Moses and Aaron cries out to God, don't destroy everybody. And basically then what happens is they get the chance to move away. Okay, we could spend an episode on don't be hanging around and don't be hanging on to the ungodly, because that leads to destruction. And if you were best buds with Korah here, and you were hanging on to him like, "Hey man, I'm with you in this rebellion all the way to the end," well, that end was going to lead to destruction. Okay, and that's what happened here. But they had the opportunity to move away. All right, they were given that opportunity to move away. So it says in verse 25, "So Moses got up and went to Dathan and Abiram and the elders of Israel. Move back from the tents of these wicked men. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins." So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and their little ones at the entrance to their tents. We've talked about this before, how your sins can affect generations to come. And directly what is happening here is these guys are standing there in the tents like, we're the man, we're the man, we're the man. And their wives and kids are with them, and they are going to destruction with them. All right, they're leading them down that path of destruction. Verse 28, "Then Moses said, 'This is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that it is not my idea. If these men die a natural death and suffer the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens up its mouth and swallows them, with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the realm of the dead, then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt. Okay? Moses is saying, if the earth opens up and just swallows these guys alive, something new, and this is ordained, this is from God. If it's just, they fall down from a heart attack, then this is not from God. And this had never happened before. You read through the book of Genesis, this had never happened. And in the book of Exodus, it had never happened. Okay, so all the way up until this point here, none of this had ever happened at all, where the earth opens up and swallows the wicked people. Verse 31, as soon as he finished saying all this, the ground opened up under them, split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their households and all those associated with Korah, together with their possessions. They went down alive into the realm of the dead, with everything they owned. The earth closed over them, and they perished and were gone from the community. At their cries, all Israelites around them fled, shouting, the earth is going to swallow us too. Can you imagine? You're standing there, you're asked, move away. The earth opens up like a big sinkhole, opens up, swallows all of them, including their tents and possessions, okay? Swallows them all up. But, a lot of times if you have a sinkhole here, the sinkhole happens here in Florida. It happens and the hole is there. It doesn't like all of a sudden then fill back up, okay? But that sinkhole happens, they're all sucked down, but then the earth like comes back up, like it burps up earth, and it comes back up in its level ground again. Okay, never happened, ever. Okay, but it happens here. So the people fled from that because naturally they sure don't want to be a part of that. And fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering their incense. Okay, so that it was just a few of these guys that were swallowed by the earth. Then fire came down and burned up these other men. Basically cremated them right there. Okay. You're going to see here why I say cremate here in a little bit. Verse 36, the Lord said to Moses, tell Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, to remove the censers from the charred remains and scatter the coals a distance away, for the censers are holy, the censers of the men who sinned at the cost of their lives. Hammer the censers into the streets and overlay the altar, for they were presented before the Lord and have become holy. Let them be a sign to the Israelites. Okay. So they were to collect the censers from the charred remains. Okay, they were cremated by God there. Verse 39, so Eleazar the priest collected the bronze censers brought by those who had been burned to death, and he had them hammered out to overlay the altar, as the Lord had directed him through Moses. This was to remind the Israelites that no one except a descendant of Aaron should come to burn incense before the Lord, where he would become like Korah and his followers. Okay? The title today was this, Rebellion Against God Leads to Destruction. From everything I just read there, you can see that Korah and his gang, his 250 followers, all were destroyed. Okay? The earth swallowed them up, that the rest that were left, they were cremated by the Lord. Anyway, that path, rebellion against God will lead to destruction. And ultimately, if you choose to rebel against God, your destruction is really in hell. Okay, so don't go that way. Follow God. Pretty easy. So, all right. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we actually are concluding chapter 16 of Numbers. Lord's blessing. I'll see you tomorrow.